Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Man, what is going down, y'all? So I got my man. What do you go by?
Javon the barber.
Javon the barber.
Yeah.
So he is actually going to be our first guest on this podcast. So I've been talking about it for the longest. I know I post a lot of like haircut videos and stuff like that, but I want to get more on this tip of, bringing in some local barbers, bringing in some local celebrities, some people on the come up, right? To talk about their story and to maybe inspire those out there watching that want to do what, this specific individual does. And, seeing them in the community, seeing them at your local grocery store, the gas station, like, they're real, right? It's not like, somebody on social media where like you've never, seen them before in person. You don't know their story. So it's almost like fantasy, right? But you see people like Javon right here, he's doing this thing. You come to him, you talk to him, and you feel inspired, right? So we got him on the show today, and this is what we're going to be talking about. His come up, his journey, what he had to endure to get to where he's at right now. So I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to let him introduce himself, bro. So if you want to go ahead and tell the people about yourself, man.
My name is Javon. I've been cutting for about 6 years now. I also go by the Javon the barber. And I actually pulled up on him randomly today. We didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, for real.
We came together and started chopping it up. So I'm going to try to tell my story and start inspire the people, man.
I swear, bro. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I started when I was a sophomore in high school. And I started on myself. I know a lot of barbers always ask, where do I start? Start messing up yourself first.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell you this, too. Just because you get good on yourself doesn't mean you're going to be good on other people.
Man.
So it takes time. What were you going to say, Bash?
That's definitely the question a lot of people ask. Like, what got you started? Things like that. And sometimes it gets boring, like, repeating the same thing over and over just because, like, I've been cutting for 5 years. So, repeating it over and over, like, but it does feel good on certain days where I'm like, damn, like, it almost hits me like, man, I'm glad you asked, bro. Thank you. It's like a reality check. Like, man, like, these are the roots. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what I was going to tell you, bro, was thank you for coming, man, for real.
Oh, yeah,
thank you
sure,
for coming, bro. It's so crazy how things work out because, like you said, I wasn't expecting you to come. My first 2 appointments didn't show up, so I was out there chilling. I seen you walking around the business. I'm like, is that bro?
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, what's going on, man? So I'm glad you came in, man. And I always like to say, bro, everything happens for a reason, man. And with it being you being my first guest, I appreciate you, man.
No, I appreciate you for me being your first guest.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So man, you said you've been cutting for 6 years.
Yep.
What do you feel like? Actually, let me ask you this: like, what got you started?
I remember when I think I was 10 or 11, and I went to the barber shop, and they jacked me up really bad.
That's how it starts.
And then after that, I was like, I saw one of my mom's shavers. It was a clean one, of course. Yeah. And I just started, trying to give myself a taper and stuff like that. I remember I was walking in Walmart, and my mom looked at my head, and she was like, "Who got a hold of you?" And I was like, me. And that's where it all begun, bro. I fell in love with it because I had waves at the time.
Okay.
And my mom, she didn't keep up with my hair like I wanted to. So I was like, if you're not going to do it, I'll do it. So I started doing it, and I jacked myself up for years, bro. Damn. I'm talking about years. I was chili bowl, everything.
Damn.
But I eventually got actually pretty good with the shaving razor.
Okay.
And then she was like, I see you getting better. And she bought me a pair of clippers from Walmart and took it off from there. So I tell you this, though. This is what really made me put everything into it. Was when I started cutting other people, my brother told me I was never going to be good. He looked me dead in my face, and he was like, nah, you ain't going to never be nothing.
Damn. Don't feel bad, bro. Like, that kind of hit me because, like, I got a brother, too, that he didn't tell me that necessarily. But when I told him I wanted to be a barber, he did say, like, why? Like, he was questioning me, like, why? Like, you're not going to get anywhere. Like, there's no money in it. And then even when I was working in the factories, bro, sorry, I'm not trying to make this about me.
No, go ahead, man.
Even when I was working in the factories too, bro, like I remember, I gave them my 2-week notice and I told them like, I want to be a barber, I'm going to be a barber, you know? And then, the plant manager came down to me. He's like, hey, are you sure this is what you want to do? There's no money in it. He was like, what are you going to do about insurance? Bro, I looked him dead in the face. I was like, I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get there, bro.
Exactly.
I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because I had faith in myself, and I'm pretty sure you did too, bro.
Yep.
Like regardless of what your brother said, you knew in the back of your mind, like, man, like damn, it hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
it
like,
lit a flame underneath me though. You know what I'm saying?
Man. I think that's what like. There's two types of people in this world, bro, for real. Like there's people that take criticism and then they use that as fire, or they take it and like they think that they give up. They think that that's like the end. You know what I'm saying, bro? So I'm glad you're still here, man. Years later, you know, still doing your thing, man.
And what's crazy is I remember my brother told me he was never gonna let me cut his hair, and recently he saw me get better. So he called me over to his house and I pulled up, I cut his hair. And when we was done, he looked at me, he looked me dead in my eyes. I almost teared up.
Yeah.
And he said, man, you've gotten better.
Man.
And it meant the world to me.
Man.
And I didn't even charge him, even though I charge him now. He paying full price now. But that right there, it filled the void in my heart that I needed, because that's all I wanted to hear him say.
And I'm pretty sure he didn't mean any harm, bro. He just saw it from like, you know, and this isn't me like attacking your brother or anything like that. This is, you know, he probably meant it from like, you know how
brothers are.
Yeah, that, and also like he's seen it from like his perspective on how he saw things, right? But you know, once you prove somebody like that something's possible, and man, that's exactly why we're making this, bro. Because what if somebody else is out there feeling like, damn, like, you know, I'm fucking up, or like somebody told me I'm not gonna be good, so they're thinking about stopping. But after hearing you, bro, they're gonna be like, fuck that, I'm gonna keep going.
Exactly, man. I remember my other brother too. He always gave me a chance though, but he would be fighting by the time of the end of the haircut, because I couldn't cut it how he wanted to cut, how he wanted to cut it. But I thank him because he let me grow. You know, he helped me grow, and he had a lot of faith in me. But my other brother never did. But now I'm gonna tell you this too, because in the beginning, like Bash said, my parents said there's no money in it. You know, they were like, why don't you go to do a trade? Why don't you go do this and that? And my dad, he made me go to Ivy Tech for business. And I was sitting up in that class and knowing good and well, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to cut hair. And I don't hold this against my parents, but I wanted to go to barber school when I got out of high school, but that didn't end up happening because my parents told me, they said there's no money in it. But then I had to man up, and I came home one day and I was like, Dad, you know what? This ain't working for me. And I'm going to pursue my dream.
Man.
And he was like, I can't stop you. It hurt his feelings, but he said, I can't stop you. And I went on from there.
Man, and now you're here, bro.
Yeah.
Like and you know, I've gotten my haircut by you a few times, and every time, or whenever I'm there, you're either working on somebody, or when I'm done, like somebody's in the chair. So like, you know, that lets me know like you getting them in and out. You know what I'm saying? Your schedule, you know, for somebody who like, you know, you still see yourself like coming up, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, when I started, because I took a break in between because I had lost my motivation, because my parents, they didn't let people come over my house from school because they just, and I get it, it's their house.
For sure.
So I was like, man, how am I going to grow? So I kind of just gave up. And I got married and had my daughter, and I was sitting up in the factory, and I was just like, you know what? I got a dream. I got this gift that God gave me, so why not use it? So I came home, and my wife was like, just go pursue your dream. So that's what I did. And when I started, I was taking a risk, basically. So I called my homies, and they were twins. They actually stay around here too. And I was like, hey, it's an emergency. And they're like, man, what you need? I said, you guys got to come catch this fade real quick. And they came, man. And when after them, I had 5 people that I cut consistently every week. And up until now, I've built that up into 150 people that I've cut, and it hasn't been a year yet.
Man.
So
what do you think was the key?
Consistency. You know, not being too hard on myself. And you know, because when you start and you suck, like you're gonna suck, man. And you're gonna want to give up. But I had people in my ear when I started up again saying, don't give up, keep going. And in the beginning, you're gonna feel like you're not getting better. You're gonna feel like, dang, I see that barber over there and he's doing cuts like Instagram cuts. And you can't compare yourself to other people. And once I stopped doing that and I found the system that worked for me, that's when I got better. And that's when I started getting more clientele. So it's all about being consistent and having belief in yourself.
You honed down. You found out what worked and you honed down on it.
Exactly.
Man, that's beautiful, man. For real. See, bro, like I get the goosebumps when I'm talking to people like you, man, because like I know your story, or I'm not gonna say I know your story, but I know the struggles that you had to, the hurdles that you had to get through to get to where you're at, or the mental struggles that you had to get through to get to where you want to be. Does that make sense? Like, because in your mind, like, you know where you want to go, right? You know where you want to go. But, when we run into things, it can be tough, man. So with that being said, like, what do you think? What keeps you going? What pushes you?
I would have to say when I quit my factory job, I was making pretty good money. But to have the support of my wife, that helped me out a lot because she went to work for me, and I was only making $100 a week. I was making $1,000 a week to $100 a week.
100 from the haircuts.
From the haircuts, gotcha. That's a big difference. And with a family, it's like as a man, you're supposed to provide. But I kind of had to put my pride aside because my wife was taking that role, taking that step, and you have to be okay with that as a man. Because growing up, we were taught you are supposed to support your family. And I told her this. I said, if you do this now, give me a year or two, and I'll be able to support everyone. And it ain't been a year yet, and I didn't think it was going to happen this fast. But I'm almost making factory money every week. You know what I'm saying? So if you got that support system, you believe in yourself, you stay consistent, everything else will fall in line. It just takes patience. So, and then you also have to go out and start telling people you're a barber. You have to tell people you're a barber, because if you don't do that, they'll never know. Even if you don't like talking to people, you have to advertise.
Absolutely, bro. I just made a video, and I told you, I know I told you earlier, but I just made a video. So that's what I like to do, man, is, I like to utilize my time. And, I was out here chilling because my first 2 clients didn't show up. So I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and make a video. And that's exactly what it was about. It was about, not depending on social media. Of course, we can use social media, but not fully depending on it, hoping and praying that it's going to bring us clientele. This industry is way too personable for us to leave it up to social media. We have to put ourselves in front of each other, put yourselves in front of other human beings, because nothing beats a good handshake. Nothing beats a good conversation, telling people you're a barber, because, they feel your energy on social media. Like, of course they'll see that you're a barber, they'll read it, but they'll read it from like their perspective. So if they're not having a good day, they can be like, oh yeah, this is a barber. Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't mean to cut you off, but I have this thing. How many people get on Instagram and just click through stories? You know what I'm saying? Or Snapchat, and they'll see it. They're going to spend a minimum of 5 seconds on that story before they move on to the next one. So I say that to say this. You may post a cut, but they're only going to look at it for 5 minutes. It's nothing like
5 seconds.
5 seconds. There's nothing like showing somebody your work, talking to them for 5 minutes. That 5 minutes makes a big difference to 5 seconds, because that 5 minutes is going to stick way longer than that 5 seconds. So like Bash was saying, there's nothing better than a handshake and putting yourself in front of people.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. And it's going to go a long way too, bro, because, when you shake their hand in person, you meet them in person at the grocery store, at the gym, wherever you're at, right? And then they come in, they're going to kind of expect that same energy, right?
Exactly.
So it kind of pushes you to like go harder and like, kind of up your game on, your attitude, and like, damn, like if he's feeling like this shit, let me go out here and see what else I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So, man, you said consistency is the way to go. Got to stay consistent. Man, any advice out there for any up and coming barbers, bro?
Don't worry about what other barbers are doing. You can always talk to them, get advice from them, but don't compare your cuts to their cuts, because that will kill your excitement in the barber game. Because there's going to always be someone better than you. But in the barber game, it's not just about the haircut. How personable can you be? How do you operate your business? That's what keeps clients in the chair. A good haircut goes a long way. But can you hold a conversation with somebody, or can you make them feel good about themselves. I always tell people I'm in the business of selling confidence. You know, telling somebody, you know, 'cause a lot of people, we live in a world that where image is everything. And if you can help somebody to get their image the way they want to get it, they're gonna come back, because confidence sells. You know, you make them feel good, they feel good for the rest of the week while they had that haircut. And I've had clients say that I don't feel the same without a haircut, and it's the truth. It is the truth. So that's why you have to be personable. You have to keep everything on your business on the up and up. Make sure your station stays clean. Make sure the area that you're cutting stays clean, because people notice those things, and that's what brings people back.
Absolutely, man. I love what you said. What'd you say? You know, comparison will kill your excitement, bro. And that's so true, because, you know, I remember when I started off, bro, I was so excited about anything new that I did. Anytime I got, you know, a reaction out of a client, I was just excited about the next time, bro. I couldn't wait to get back into the shop, bro, because I was just that excited on getting better, meeting new people and seeing what else I can do, right? So I really love that, what you said. And man, those are some really good tips, bro. Honestly, man, I love it. You know, this industry is very personable, like exactly like you said, man. You know, people, they feel different, man. Even yourself, right? How do you feel when you get a haircut?
I feel fresh, man. I feel like a new man, you know?
Right.
So
I feel it, man. Bro, is there anything else you wanna, you know, either ask me, or, you know, tell the people, or, you know, some advice you want to drop, some gems you want to give them, anything like that?
I want to ask you this.
Yeah, bro, I'm an open book, man.
What was it like? How did you go about building your clientele up, and how long did it take you to get a consistent clientele?
Oh man, bro, like you said, consistency. Consistency is where it's at. Simply because if you do something, and I've said this multiple times, not to you, but like,
yeah, I've seen on your posts and stuff.
If you do something for so long, eventually you're gonna get good at it, even if you don't like it. You know, so use that same energy to do something that you like, do something that you enjoy, right? And then once you do that, once you feel good, the energy around you just changes. And then next thing you know, like, people are just drawn to you. So that's gotta be like, you know, that's gotta be my thing on that is, that's gotta be my thing on that, bro, is, you know, just staying consistent, and, you know, just always keeping an open mind. But when my clientele started to really build up, it was fast, bro. It was really fast, for real. Because I remember when I was in barber school, I was letting people know, like, okay, man, letting people know on social media. I was like, you know, I got, you know, a month left of barber school. I'll be back on this day, you know, this day, this is where I'm going to be at. Bro, I swear to God, like, I opened my books like 2 weeks before I moved back, and I was already booked up, bro. Dang. So when I touched down, I was booming ever since then, bro. And it's been up from then. Yep. You know, so just keeping people informed and letting people know what's going on, communicating with people, and just staying consistent, bro. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Shit, my client just showed up. So, man, this was a really good talk, brother. Thank you so much, bro. You guys are definitely going to be seeing more of this with barbers, up and coming entrepreneurs. You know, I have a lot of people in mind. You know, I have a lot of people in mind. So, yeah, be on the lookout, man. Thank y'all so much.